Before we jump into this, right? I heard girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, we love everyone. Whatever you like.
Inclusive.
You love who you love. That's fine. But I just want to dig a little bit into this, right? Because I feel like gay community in China is a very, what's the word, outspoken, right? Like you heard a lot of things about gay than comparing to lesbian couples, I feel like.
Oh,
So
that's what you
I
mean.
think maybe it's by the nature of lesbian couples. It's the nature of girls that we don't really speak loudly. So I feel like as a lesbian community is, how to say this, like you don't really hear, at least for me, like my feed, I have a lot of like gay couple feed because some of my friends are gay, like, and then I don't really receive lesbian like feeds in my algorithm.
Oh, you're just not in the community yet.
Maybe, but I just feel like every time when there's something happening in society, like you
Right.
hear gay people like speak out. You don't really hear lesbian people. I think it's something to do with the nature of being a woman in Asia.
Yes.
That we tend to be like we mind our own business. We don't speak out. That's I think that's just how we were brought up. So I feel like
It's a little less represented, right? Lesbian couples.
yes. I actually really want to dig into this. So first of all, like, do your parents' family know that you're dating like a woman?
In my family, only my dad knows. Because I know that he could probably accept it because he was always like open-minded person. But we both think, me and my dad, we both think it's better for us to keep it as a secret for my mom, because we knew that it would break her, that she has no way of accepting that as a fact. Yeah.
Do you know what kind of have you ever like imagined the reaction if
Maybe she
knows?
would, I don't know, like she might like have like a mental breakdown or get depressed or commit suicide or whatever, or but we know that it's really like, it's like breaking her like value of the world, of how she see things.
Yeah.
Because for her, like, she's a really traditional woman from like a small village,
Right.
in Canton. So in, like, for example, a woman getting a divorce, for her is unacceptable. Yeah. So for her, it will break her.
So very traditional value.
Yeah.
And what about for your dad? Like you said, your dad kind of is okay with it, but
Yeah.
did he also spend a little time to digest, or he was okay from the beginning, the first time that you
I
told
knew it.
I figured. I was waiting for you to tell me that.
By the way.
Yeah. So what was his reaction like in the beginning?
I think it did take him a lot of time to accept it. He also told me that maybe after like 1.5 years, and now he can finally be peaceful with it. But at first, he really cannot embrace it. But he chose to respect me because my dad doesn't have a really happy marriage with my mom, so he thinks that I should have the freedom to choose what makes me happy.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
traditional.
By the way,
Very
they are still
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, they're still together. But I think I have seen it in a lot of marriage in China that people, especially the old generation people, they're so used to marry someone they don't truly connect with, or they don't even love, just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. I just want to add a little bit over there. I feel like it's a common thing for East Asian parents, for our generation. I think because in the past that like women and men are intertwined together because of the society structure. Like man needs woman need man to pass down, to make babies. They need a man. We need a man to make money to provide family. But I think our parent generation, the first generation, that they're not like restricted with that traditional social value anymore, and they start to explore and then start to have a lot of conflicts, but somehow they're very traditional at the same time. So many of them stay in a marriage even though they're so unhappy, but they just don't even think about divorce is an
option.
choice,
Yeah.
because they just stay together for their kids.
Yeah.
Because at least that's what I experienced from my parents' marriage as well. I think it took them 20 years to realize that it was a completely failure. And I've seen a lot of my friends' parents that they're still together, they're miserable, like they're saying they love each other in front of other people, but only they know like how fucked up their marriage is. So I think it's a very East Asian marriage thing for our parent generation.
Yeah.
But there are happy marriage, like Yuchi's parents.
Oh, that's true. That's why I did kept quiet. I had nothing to say about that, right? But I do understand where you guys coming from with that thing, because like last generation, our parents' generation, it's because the socioeconomic status that's happening that was in China. It's just so much easier for a married couple to live than just being single, right? And nowadays, like everyone's single, everyone has their own income. You're happy, you have a lot of options, but almost like a generation ago, it's probably if you're not married, it's just not easy to survive or have a good life in that way, right? And then people always think that's the right thing to do, and then you just get connected to a person that you barely know. But also, I guess another big thing is that you just don't know what the other options are out there.
Yeah.
But it's a very different thing. But I'm just really glad that your dad thinks that way. He's a very understanding person.
Yeah.
He's
guess,
a
like, you
really
probably-
open-minded person.
That's true.
Yeah,
Is that
he
also
is.
why you decided to kind of open up to him
Yeah.
instead? So you know that he's going to be understanding, right?
Yeah, yeah. He has always been very supportive, and then we have been very close. And even, especially after I opened up to him, that after I came out, that I really feel like he became like one of my closest friends.
Wow.
That's great.
And now
Yeah.
I know I can like talk to him about literally anything because he can already accept me as who I am. But I knew that like my mom, she cannot accept who I truly am, but only the daughter of her imagination.
But I must say, it's very brave that you even, like, come out to your dad.
Absolutely.
Like, I think it's harder for you to start this conversation at the beginning.
Yeah.
And also,
it
like,
was.
you're probably already luckier than a lot of gay people in China too, because at least one of your parents accepted.
Yeah.
Because I have a cousin. Oh, she's also a lesbian, right? She just has a very tomboyish look, and then from what I heard, is like she actually came out to their parents multiple times.
What do you
Oh,
mean
wow.
multiple
Let me
times?
guess, they think it's just a face.
Yes, they think it's a face, and then they probably also, like, the parents probably also refuse to believe it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So from what I heard, it's like maybe she hinted at her parents that she is gay.
What do you mean, like,
and
come out
then
multiple times?
and then the parents will probably just pretend they didn't
Did someone
have that
just say
conversation.
something?
Exactly. And then like started to try to really hook her up with the other dudes through, like, matchmaking, and then still trying to ask her, when are you getting married, all that kind of thing, right? So she has to probably communicate again, probably in a more subtle way that she is gay. And-
like, sorry, like, took her to like one of those like shock therapy. They shock you or like take some pills and then you go back to
Gee,
straight.
what the hell is this? Like, they don't. Okay, for the,
The
record,
one that
we don't
Paris
send
Hilton
people.
went when she was younger.
Really? That's a.
No, she got sent to a camp for a different reason, but those camps are basically, she got traumatized when she was little. They will like physically abuse you to correct you. But
Right.
she was sent there not because she's lesbian, because she was like cannot be controlled by her parents.
Right.
So there are camps like this in the States as
So I
well.
think, yeah, exactly. So had your dad probably not being a very open-minded and supportive person, if both your parents are kind of more
Yeah.
traditional in their value, yeah, it's probably going to be a rough conversation with the parents.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, what about your partner's parents? Are they okay with it as well?
They don't know yet. Only her. So she has a younger brother. Only her brother knows.
Okay. Then do you think like not living at home make things easier? Let's say, put it that way. Even just in China.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So is that a reason that why you like were always traveling China, moving cities to cities?
Yeah, I think
exploring
so.
life?
Yeah, if I think also like one of the reason why I keep like moving, like going somewhere else from just staying at home is because I don't feel fully accepted there. If both of my parents give me unconditional love, maybe I will feel like this is where I can be myself, then I don't need to go anywhere else, right? But I don't feel like being fully accepted there. So I just wanted to be free to be myself. That's why I travel so much, I guess.
I'm about to cry.
Rio is so quiet today. What is happening?
Yeah.
No, because like I know Li Dan, right? So I'm gonna leave the ground for you guys more to kind of do the interview a little bit more.
So did you know all these stories about Li Dan beforehand?
Yeah,
or this is also new for
one
you?
of the besties. So Li Dan, it's me.
Oh, okay. No, but I like that. I'm not saying I like that. I'm just saying like this is very fascinating because like you kind of demonstrate a very classic example of when values or like say the way people think, there's a conflict between the past generation, the last generation, and then this newer generation, right? So that's definitely one of the push factor to make you kind of now want to live outside of China.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
But
yeah.
sorry, go on.
Just like how the same as one of the reason why I want to go abroad. I think also because growing up, I feel like a little bit different, and then sometimes I feel like my thoughts are just me being myself is not fully accepted in China. So that's why I look for other opportunities to be abroad to be fully myself,
So
and
when
where no one will judge me or, you know.
so you feel like you can fully be yourself now that you living in the Philippines?
Yeah,
for most of
yeah,
the
I
time,
do,
right?
I do.
Is
yeah.
it? Why does it make you feel more accepted? Because I'm asking that because a lot of the kind of pressure or frictions that you experience is because you live close to people who are, let's say, your family or people, right? But a lot of those can be avoided if you move to a new place, whether it is in China or outside of China, right? Being
Yeah.
just sort of a stranger or like a nomad around the town, then nobody's gonna question your sexuality. Nobody's gonna question some of your whatever decisions you make, right? But why does it feel a lot more accepted when you are in Philippines?
I think we should narrow it down from the Philippines to Siargao, because I have also been traveling in other places in the Philippines, but I don't feel, I feel the most free and most myself in the place where I live now, in the island of Siargao, because that's a place where no one cares about where you come from, what's your nationality, and then what they don't care about your, for example, like political side or like they just accept you as who you are, like what they value more on what you do, and then and then they have, instead of having a stereotype or like perception of who they think you might be, they perceive you as who you are from your actions. I think that's what makes the place so different from the other places in the world.
It's amazing. It's like you found yourself a surfing paradise where everyone is
Yeah.
equal and open-minded.
Yes,
and can be
yes,
free-minded.
yes. Yeah.
I think it's like a small village.
Yeah, it's a small place, and then
Yeah.
people they have a lot of time to connect with each other. Because I'm not saying that like, for example, if I live in a city in the Philippines, I might have the same my life might be easier. I can feel I am more myself, but still not like fully myself. Because in the city, still you people have a lot of I don't know, like social structures that on how they would think of you, or
Right.
yeah. So it's still different.
So what kind of people do you live around in that island?
I would say very conscious-minded people.
Now, what's their background like? Are they all foreigners or locals? Or?
Like a mix of everywhere. There are indeed a lot of foreigners, but also a lot of Filipinos as well, and also a part of are the locals.